Hi, good morning, friends. I was trying to think of the staff devotion yesterday, and I was just praying and I was researching some stuff, and nothing came, to be quite honest with you. And this morning I just woke up, and that was the first thought in my mind is, God, what am I going to say? What can I say that would encourage or make any difference for these people that are going through all kinds of stuff right now? Just such a difficult time overall. So it was crazy because that was literally the first thought in my head this morning, the moment I woke up, the moment my alarm went off. And so I just shut off my alarm and I just crawled in bed, just stayed in bed and was praying. And it was like the song just came into my head and played over and over and over again. So I'm going to play just a little bit of it for you, and then I will post it in the group me down below.
Restore every heart that is broken, and great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only.
All right, so I'm going to stop it right there. But that was the song that was stuck in my head. And so I started thinking about it and about how just by focusing on the characteristics of God and how powerful he is can bring us comfort and can bring us peace. It's praising him in the hard times. And so a mindfulness activity that I really like, that I have used when I'm having like a panic attack or severe anxiety or something like that, is called centering yourself or grounding yourself by finding 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can touch or see, 1 thing you can smell. It's just kind of an activity to make you focus on your immediate surroundings and like the moment that you're in, instead of focusing on whatever's looming above you. And so I was trying to think of how does that really translate into thinking of the moment with God and centering ourselves on him. And so I want to take that idea and center ourselves by thinking of the greatness of God, thinking about his qualities, his characteristics, who he is. So for me, that's thinking about the fact that God spoke and the entire universe came together. Science confirms the earth suddenly formed, and we know that that was the power of God that created the perfect balance of oxygen and warmth and light. It's called the fine-tuning of the universe. That is one of the things that most powerfully speaks to me, because it's like, okay, a single word from God and all of that came together in perfect harmony and diversity and beauty. He's speaking over my life. He's speaking over me, and I am his child. I'm not just a fish that he created. I'm his child. And so trying to wrap our brain around who God is will help us gain perspective on our situation, on our struggles, on our stress. And I've been thinking a lot about, his eye is on the sparrow. I read that verse a while back to you guys that comes from Matthew. It's Matthew 10:29 and 30. It says, "Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? And not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. But even the hairs of your head are all numbered." So guys, he knows what's going on. He knows he's in control of even the birds and the flowers and all of the things that you can see outside your window right now. And he loves all of that, and he created all of that. So how much more does he love you? You're the one walking around with his breath in your lungs. He created man in his own image. He created man with the breath of God. You are specially and painstakingly created by the great creator. It says he formed us in our mother's womb. He knew us before we were even born. How much more does he love us? than the sparrow that falls that he still knows about and takes care of. So I would challenge you to research the characteristics of God and find 2 characteristics that really speak to you and write them down. Put it on a Post-it, put it on your mirror, or save it as the wallpaper on your phone, but put them somewhere that you're going to see it. So maybe it's that God is a comforter and a provider. Write comforter and provider and put it on your mirror. Maybe it's that, like me, he's the great creator. For me, that is such a powerfully comforting thought, and it helps ground me. Does that make sense? So whatever you research that speaks to you, write that down, and that's going to become your new grounding activity. So when you have a moment when you're feeling overwhelmed, I want you to stop. You're going to just breathe, control your breath, focus in your mind on those 2 qualities of God that you researched, and think about how that directly translates into the fact that he is taking care of you and he is in control of the situation. So for me, what that looks like is when I'm starting to, like, I feel like my breath is really short, I feel like my chest is getting really tight, and I'm feeling very overwhelmed, I stop and I think, you know what? God created the tundras and the rainforest and the desert, and he had no need for those. He created them for us. He took the time to create how many species of animals and how many species of plants, things that we still haven't even found after thousands of years of man roaming around the earth. So he has definitely got my situation figured out, and he is in control. So I would just challenge you to do that grounding or that centering activity today. Write those down today, and you can even post in the group me what your 2 qualities are that you've researched and that really speak to you, and then I will share the song also as a link. All right, I love you guys. I'm praying for you, and if there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to reach out.